what happens to people in challenging situations like this virus situation, right? And we looked at that the thought process of people change, and instead of that thought process, uh, people miss out opportunities. Okay, so let me hear from you. How many of you are uh, dealing with some money concern or business concern right now? If you can raise your hand. Okay, so a couple of hands are up. Everybody else seems to be doing fine. Okay, so let me hear from. Okay, some of you are raising hands technologically. Don't do that. I can see you on video, so it would be great if you can raise your hand physically. So let me ask you, couple of you, what's going on? What are the thoughts that you have right now? What are the thoughts going on in your mind right now about money, about your business, about the situation? What's going on? Okay, so let's hear from some of you.
Swanand here.
Yes, Anand.
So main thing is in insurance business right now, the market is really not working good.
Mm-hmm.
People are not investing their money.
Right.
And, it's not possible for me to convert people on calls.
Right. Okay.
So this is the main thing, and I'm not able to go somewhere and meet people.
Okay.
And close those deals because now doctor have advised me for around 2.5 month bed rest.
Right.
So it's not good for me physically also.
Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anand, for sharing, and we deeply appreciate that you're here in the face of all these challenges that you're facing. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Let's hear from some other people. What's going on in your mind right now?
Can I speak?
Yes, please.
Hi.
Yes, please. Go ahead.
So we have a little interesting scenario here. We are into services industry, and suddenly we are in a manpower intensive industry, and suddenly the volume of transactions have dropped substantially in more in India than in international clients. We have to
right.
Also. And in India, I think everybody is taking umbrage in the lockdown, and they say they put on hold all our payments. Payments are safe because all good clients, and we have. So, so there is a cash cycle issue which has certainly come up. Banks are also quiet right now. The RBI is talking, but they have not done anything about it. These which we are facing, even if the cash starts flowing up, we'll have costs than the revenue. The coming April and onwards. So we have to optimize our costs in some.
Yes.
So we have been contemplating, and I have a fantastic team who have been very good at providing ideas and suggestions. How to, without building up liabilities, how to reduce our expenses.
Right. I understand. Thank you. Let's hear from two more people.
Can I speak?
Yes, please. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Ritesh with you.
Yes, Ritesh.
I'm into solar industry. I don't know if you have an idea, but conversion rate of a customer is very low. Out of 1,000 meetings, we get only 2 to 4 customers, those who would want to put so they understand everything, but at the end of the day, they get stuck why and how to take out money from the business and put it in your solar plant.
Right.
Concern from last year, we could not achieve the target of like 100 crores we thought, and we could not even achieve the 25%. And now it's lockdown, and my worry is that after the lockdown, Indians would not want, even I would also not want to spend cash where it is not necessary. all would like to, save the cash for you never know what situation
Hello.
is going to come up. So I'm little worried about how to get out.
Yeah. Hello.
Yes, Manoj.
Can you hear me?
Yes,
I
yes, we
couldn't
can.
hear. I couldn't hear the second half of what Ritesh was saying.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. I heard up to you saying 25. You reached 25% of your target.
Yeah.
After
And
that, I couldn't hear. Can you please repeat?
yeah, that also was a big effort, and conversion rate is almost like 5 people out of 1,000. And
Right.
now as this pandemic, Corona, I'm not sure how the business is going to be run by in future, because nobody would like to spend money until or unless it is very necessary. You understand?
Right.
And Indian mentality is to save. Till now, we are not able to convert people to take money out of the business and put a solar plant.
Hmm.
In this situation, I'm sure they'll keep funds with themselves rather than spending on the solar plant. So I'm worried about the business, how to take this further.
Okay, I got that. I understand that. Thank you. Yes. Ankur?
Yeah, Manoj. So I just wanted to share that what's going on in my mind is obviously, uh, we're learning a lot of things and focusing, doing a lot of work and planning and stuff also. Also
Hmm.
creating a lot of things for my clients at the moment, like online classes and
Hmm.
collaborations, etc. But obviously, if the lockdown extends, then the revenues need to be generated, and supposing I have to get into online stuff, then you require a lot of investment also to create stuff and platforms online. So that was something that was there in my mind today, which was kind of
Yes.
disturbing me.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot of things would need to be created, and a lot of investment would be required to create it, at a larger scale. So yeah, I just
Yes.
wanted to share that.
Okay, got that. Great. Thanks for sharing, Ankur. Okay. Last person. Anybody wants to share? Last. Okay. So, Shailesh. Sorry, I may not have been able to see everybody's hands. But yeah, Shailesh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm into ladies ethnic wear, kurtis,
Hmm. Right.
offline and online. Recently, I've set a factory in Jaipur. I'm
Hmm.
basically from Chennai.
Okay.
Okay, so the fixed expense is more, and the workers Jaipur has they have
Your volume has gone down.
changing. We have the stocks for the last season, coming for the season,
Hmm.
and the taste, everything is changing. So how to cope up with the expenses? But it's a very big hole. Already it is in a breakdown. Now it will go more in the breakdown. The way it is that
Hmm.
we have to close on the factory.
Hmm. Okay.
So
I
at
got
this
that.
junction, it will be continue for 6 months. Will we incur more capital inside and incur loss? Yeah, I'm complete.
You can hear me, right? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Shailesh, thank you. Thanks for sharing. I understood the challenging situation. Okay. And everybody, thank you for engaging in this conversation so far. We want to share with you something which at some level, you know this. Okay. So what I'm going to say is not new, but maybe inside of this context, it will empower you. Okay. So we are not saying this as this is something that you're listening to for the first time. Maybe you know this, maybe you already operate from this, but sometimes it is good to hear it in a challenging environment, and it kind of triggers your creativity again. Okay. So consider that money has two realities. One is a physical reality and one is a conversational reality. So when you say physical reality, it could mean the money in your wallet, right? In the money in your bank, or all the other things that you have, right? Maybe the gold and the properties and the shares and whatever else you have as your investments, right? That's your physical reality. You can hear me? Yeah. And
Yes.
then,
Yes.
and then there is a conversational reality. Conversational reality is how money exists for you in your thoughts, how money exists for you in your relationship with money. Okay. And consider that even the physical reality that you have is connected with the conversational reality. So how many of you had invested in shares? If you can raise your hand physically. Right. Okay. So for some of you, your portfolio has gone down by 30-40%, right? Which is what? Why did it go down? Has the value of the real value of the company gone down, or is the conversation in the market gone down?
For me, my investment has gone up by 15% in last 1.5 weeks.
Oh, fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So whether it goes down or up, it is not the intrinsic value of the company has changed. It is the conversation about the company that has changed in the market. Okay. Now, everybody, if you can, if you have a wallet with you, can you take out a note? Take out one currency in front of you. Okay. So some of you may not be having one. So let me just show, if you're not carrying the wallet with you. So good. So everybody look at this, right? You have a currency. Now, this piece of paper, why is it different than some other piece of paper, maybe in your daughter's notebook? What is the difference between this paper and some other paper?
Because it is a promising note from the government of India.
Yeah, which is what? Which is
Value
your
of
trust.
value of that paper.
Yeah, and that is a conversation. A promise is a conversation, right?
Yes.
The promise is a conversation, and you
Yes.
are trusting that conversation, right? So the physical reality, whether it is the shares or the gold or anything else, is also created by conversational reality. Am I communicating so far?
Yes.
Okay. So consider, this is not actually I think all of you are quite strong in this, but what I'm going to say is going to be useful for you, but also it will help you in helping other people. Okay. That's my interpretation of the situation. So consider that people go poorer in mind before they go poorer in their wallet. Everybody, do you get that?
Yes.
So when this kind of a situation happens, and we are filled with lot of negative conversations all around, it's not just the conversations in our head, but the whole society is kind of in a feeding frenzy, negative conversation space. Okay. And in that, it becomes challenging to take care of our internal state. So I want you to consider that conversational space is what determines our relationship with money. And not only our relationship with money, our relationship with business, our relationship with future, and what we are going to be able to create. Okay. Let me see if I can share the slide deck with you. Okay. Let me know once you can see the slide. Sorry, couple of seconds. Okay, are you able to see it now? Nilesh?
It's not display. It's still.
No.
Okay,
No.
let okay, I think, okay, now you can see, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think technology is going to be a challenge. Okay, good. So some of you have seen this kind of wooden barrels, right? These wooden barrels are used for storing grains and sometimes other things also, right? Can you see the picture there in front of you? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Now on the wooden barrels, if you see, there are these metal frames. And these metal frames are what are called as, in Japanese language, taga. Okay. Everybody please go on mute.
Manoj, I will unmute all the people. You need to unmute again.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. So this metal blocks that you, metal strips that you see on the wooden barrels, these are called taga in Japanese language. This is what stops, this is what keeps the wooden frame in place and doesn't allow the grain to fall out, right? So consider that like this, in our mind also, we develop mental blocks which are good for storing information, but they limit the creativity. Okay. So what all of us are dealing with, we are not dealing with all of a sudden that the money from the wallet has disappeared or the money from the bank has disappeared. Oh, sorry, somebody has to go on mute. Okay, sorry for that. So consider that what has happened is our capacity to be creative about money and about capacity to be creative about our business, that is getting challenged. Okay, so can you see this new picture?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the most important picture, and then I'm going to stop the slideshow to make sure that the technology doesn't affect us much. So consider this iceberg, and this is the results paradigm. On the top of the iceberg is what you see as results. The results could be the money that you want, the results could be the business success, results could be anything that you want to accomplish. All results happen as a function of action. Now, okay, everybody please go on mute. Don't unmute yourself. Okay, we'll give you a chance to ask questions, but right now you should stay on mute. Sorry for that. Now, there are two kinds of actions. There are effective actions and ineffective actions. So one world is to look at what are the actions that we are taking and are they effective actions. But what is the source of the action? The source of the action is the paradigm that we are living in, which is the thought world that we are living in. The paradigm and the thought world that we are living in, that determines the kind of actions we take, and that determines the kind of results we produce. Okay. And then we want to look at what is at the source of our paradigm. And the source of our paradigm, the source of our thought world is what we call as our interior state. Okay. And this is the source of all the results that we create in our life, including all the money we create and everything else that we create in life. So if you can have a mental picture of this iceberg and the four words here: results, actions, thought world, and the interior state. Okay. And then we'll come, I'll stop the screen sharing and we can have an interaction here. So how many of you see that your actions for money, generating money, generating the business, your actions are stopped for whatever reasons, right? Your actions have reduced because of circumstances, of course, right? But how many of you see that your actions are limited or stopped? Can you raise your hand?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes. Understood. And then we want to look at is our thought world, our paradigm that we are operating from. So how many of you see that your thought process itself is affected? Like, it's not just your actions are affected, but your thought process, your, right, the mental framework that we are operating from, that itself is affected. How many of you can see that? Okay, great, thank you. And those of you who are not getting affected by that, that is fantastic. You should keep that up.
Affected negatively or affected?
Affect negatively, I mean, yeah. If it is affecting positively, fantastic, keep it up, right? And some of us, yeah, and many of us are actually managing our thought process positively, right? And some of us are getting affected. And it's also the beginning of the whole journey. So we have to keep it up ongoingly. And also, not only for ourselves, we have to influence other people also, because it's a eco game. It's not eco. It's a holistic game. It is not just about you and me individuals, right? Okay, and then the most important thing, the source of all of this is our interior state. So we want to look at this. What is this magical stuff called interior state? So interior state has three things. We call it intention. You can write down these three words because we're going to spend a little time on this. One is intention, second is attention, and third is presence. P-R-E-S-E-N-C-E, presence. Okay. Now, when intention, there can be two kinds of intention. One is what we call as a ego intention, and second is something that we call as a eco intention. EGO versus ECO. Okay. So ego intention is when there is a boundary in your thinking. When we say ego, what we mean here is boundary. So when I am looking at myself alone or my family or my company or my blah, 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 right? Even if it is my country, that becomes a boundary to my thinking. And that is what we call as ego, EGO. And then there is something what we call as eco, like a larger good. Okay. Eco would be when you are including everybody. ECO, eco. So the interior state is one of the important components of the interior state is, are you looking at for yourself and small group of people, or are you thinking from a larger good, a larger context? That's one important component of your interior state. And all of us have, many of us have our vision and values in life. And these are the challenging times when they are most important. And if they are not important right now, then they are never important. Right? So many of us have that, yeah, I want to contribute, I want to take care of people, we want to be good citizens, whatever is our vision, values, systems that we have, this is the time to live it. And if they're not important right now, then they're not important at all. Yeah. Secondly is, where is your attention? Many times we have big context, we have bigger vision, but our attention is on all the distractions, all the fear, all the distractions, all the worries, all the anxieties, and all of that. And where we are inside of that world, then we cannot be really present. And so the last word is the presence, which means how present you are in the current situation, and how much are you able to sense people, and how much are you able to sense the situation. Now, unfortunately, what happens is our mind get occupied by three voices. Our mind gets occupied by three kind of voices. We call them VOJ, VOC, and VOF. Okay. VOJ is voice of judgment. So we have opinion, which is also opinion. So opinions and judgment. So you will see that it's very easy and natural for us to get distracted into opinions and judgments about everybody, about China and about our government and about economy and about other people. And so there is all voices of judgment and opinion going on about ourselves, about our situation, about what will happen in the future. So there is all voices of opinions and judgments going on. How many of you noticed that happening? Voices of opinions and judgments going on. Okay, good. Natural. It's a automatic response. Okay, nothing right or wrong about it. It's just an automatic response. Then the second thing is VOC, which is voice of cynicism. Right? Cynicism, one form of nakaratmakta, right? Kuch nahi hoga, nothing great will happen, nothing, it's all messed up, it is all blah blah blah. So you will hear a lot of cynicism around it, and then you will also engage in some form of cynicism. So how many of you also notice some voices of cynicism coming out around you? Right? ऐसा ही होगा, ये तो भगवान जाने क्या हो रहा है, like lot of negativity comes up. And the most powerful is VOF, which is voice of
Manoj, we lost your voice last moment.
Can you repeat this again, please? Last point.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yes. Last one.
Okay. Yes, sorry. So last one is VOF, which is voice of fear. Can you hear me?
Yeah, clearly.
Okay. So these three voices, as you start noticing them, you will see they are your bigger enemy than coronavirus.
Third one is voice of fear.
Yes, FEAR. Yes. So I know that you have to take protection from coronavirus. I know that you should wash your hands and you should stay away from other people, all those stuff, right? So there is a viral enemy called coronavirus, okay? But there is a bigger enemy. Hello?
Yes,
sorry,
your
can you
voice
hear me
is
now?
clear now. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry. So consider that you have a bigger enemy, and the bigger enemy is these three voices. Consider it's easier to fight the corona. It takes more efforts to fight these three voices. And this is where I think Nilesh and you, all of you together can support each other, because it's difficult to fight alone. Yeah. Can you hear me, Nilesh?
Yes, ekdam very clear. Manoj.
Okay, great. So I'm inviting you to consider that with regards to your creativity, with regards to you adding value, with regards to you seeing your business innovatively, with regards to you being of service with your for your customers and creating some extraordinary moments of truth for your customers.
Manoj, we lost you.
Hello, Manoj.
Hold on.
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. Thank God that I have the backup ready. Okay, so consider that these voices are your biggest enemy, and if you are being aware of these voices of judgment, cynicism, and fear, you can be innovative in your business. You can create extraordinary customer relationships because as you are worried about your business, this is a great opportunity to worry about your customer's business. How many of you have customers who are also facing problems? How many of your customers may also be facing problems? Possible? Right. Now, if this is the time when you stand for them, when you actually be of service to them, find out ways where you can actually support them. This is the time you can actually create those deep relationships which will last for lifetime. Then you can move from being a vendor to being a partner. Right? You can move from being a vendor to being a part of their team. Okay. And I think from my personal experience and what I'm practicing is this is the time when you can actually have customers fall in love with you. And not only current customers, but even other people, potential customers. And if you do that, if you think innovatively and you can work, Nilesh and all of you can work together on that, you can actually see this is the time when you can alter your brand, you can alter your positioning, and you can create a strong foundation for a future. Right? And then these three voices can be converted into three friends. And I know, Nilesh, that I'm kind of reaching the end of my time. So I want to leave you with three friends. Okay. So you got three enemies, right? The three enemies are your voice of judgment. And you want a friend who can help you deal with this voice of judgment. And that is called curiosity. Okay, if this is the situation, how can I be of service to my customers? How can I look at my business differently? How can I look at this situation differently? What can I create in this situation? And I don't know, so maybe let me brainstorm. So the source of creativity is this curiosity. Okay, so the first friend I will invite you to make is curiosity. The second friend I'm inviting you to make is compassion. Okay, I am going through this trouble. Let me see what are the challenges other people are going through. And let me see if I can have some compassion for them. And by the way, we never become rich by what we get. We become rich by what we give. Okay. So I would like you to start with the second friend of compassion. Okay. So you got three enemies: voice of judgment, voice of cynicism, and voice of fear. And you got two friends, voice that is the curiosity, and second is compassion. And the third friend that I'm inviting you to create is courage. Courage is not about absence of fear. Courage is standing for your values, standing for your intention, standing for your vision, even in the face of fear. Okay, so we had very short time, and because of technology, we couldn't do some of the interactions that we would have loved to do. But I hope you got some starting point for you to now build on together. So I hand over to Nilesh. And Nilesh, my apologies for the technology challenges that we are facing here. But over to you, Nilesh.
So, special thanks to Manoj. I think we need to clap Manoj for the same because if you notice, he's creating the things when people are fearful, people are cynicism, कुछ हो नहीं सकता, अभी तो बहुत मुश्किल है, इतने जजमेंट चालू के कितने महीने तक चलेगा, ब्रेकडाउन कब तक खुलेगा, ये वो. So nobody is working on the customers. He is working on the customers. I am his customer. I did his program leadership from the emerging future. On my one call, he came to my customers. So I think he actually demonstrated compassion for his customers. And he trained me to see the compassion for your customers. Otherwise, I was not worried about your customer, but now I'm thinking my entire pattern is developed to see from your customer's view and how I can contribute by a different way, like a Ferdy session, by Manoj session, like I want to contribute. So they train me in a certain way. And at the same time, I'm requesting Manoj to coach us one more time for 1 hour so that we really getting trained into the money paradigm. Right now, I can see that we are trapped in the money versus actually creating the money. And most people are trapped in the money conversation. If we got free, we will get freedom. We can give freedom to a lot of people. And that's the intention. And he is creating the world which works for everyone. And in this situation, his contribution to the world is enormous. Like I don't want to just go on acknowledging the Manoj. I'm just creating so that you can create for yourself. And I salute all of you for being here. And Manoj, thank you very much, because Manoj distinguished one thing for me which I would like to share. Only 1 or 2 minutes, Manoj.
Yeah, sure.
He shared, I said I will want to be retired in next 3 years. And he said, why you want to be retired? I said, then I want to contribute. And then he said, that means your business is not contribution for you. I say, no, it's a contribution. No, but for you, it's not a contribution. Contributions, you need to do certain different thing. और पहले बार मुझे रियलाइज हुआ कि मेरा बिजनेस ही सबसे बड़ा कंट्रीब्यूशन है. अगर इस हालात में मैंने सबको लीन में मास्टर कर दिया ना, तो आप तो ऑलरेडी दुनिया में किंग हो गए. आपके जैसा कोई मिलेगा ही नहीं वर्ल्ड में. प्लस आई एम एडिंग सर्टेन थिंग्स, जैसे मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि आपके प्रोडक्टिविटी एक्सपांड करेंगे. प्लस मैं चाहता हूँ कि आप में से कई लोग इमर्जिंग फ्यूचर में पार्टिसिपेट करें. I want you to really participate in all the new conversations, because new future is arising in the world. जो पुराने पैटर्न थे वो सब एब्सोल्यूट हो जाएंगे आने वाले 1.5 महीने के अंदर. I don't mean कि online business. I don't mean that. I'm saying the way we operate will change. The way we think will change. The way we are having habit of thinking will change. And Manoj, can you accept our request? Can you give 1 more hour in the nearest future so that we really get trained into and we are coming out of the money trap? By the way, am I requesting, but are you aligned to that request?
Yes.
Are you clear what you are requesting?
Yes.
Thank you. Yes, Manoj.
Yeah, Nilesh, I'm sure we'll work out something. I would love to support, but I have a counter offer. Okay.
Yeah.
And my counter offer is, Pooja, can you go on mute for a second? that all of you just have some internal discussions on this, what I just created, the three enemies and the three friends. Okay. And then we can have a session, because the more you engage with these three enemies and three friends, you will get the power of that conversation. Okay. And once you have grappled with it, we can definitely, I'm here to serve people. So anytime we work out the schedule. Did you get that, Nilesh?
I am completely aligned, and let's create compassion for all the people around us. Invite people for tomorrow's Friday session, so that really create the compassion for our customer, our relatives, our country, for humanity. At the same time, salute to your commitment. You are coming on the call. You are generating yourself. You are the person who is listening. I'm really present to your listening.
And if you have any questions, comments, or any doubts about what we're creating, you can share with Nilesh. Nilesh can talk to me, and we'll work out a way to support you. Okay?
Yeah, and
Great.
definitely, I promise, we will support you in a large way. I promise you will have very new circumstances, new reality in this lockdown. That's my word in this matter. So let's finish the call, because I extended the call by 1 or 2 minutes. I really apologize for that. Thank you very much for being on the call. आज 8 बजे call नहीं है रात को. We are having only one call today. Thank you very much. We'll rock the world. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj, and thank you, Nilesh.
Everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Nilesh.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Manoj.
Take care,
Nilesh, thank you,
everybody.
Manoj. Love you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nilesh and Manoj.
Thank you.
Thank
Take
you.
care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Manoj. Thank you, Nilesh.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you can stop the recording.
Yeah.